Folks, one of the things that makes One Rental at a Time different is not only the amount of videos I send out, which I realize is a lot, 5 or 6 a day, but it's because I bring on millionaires and experts in lots of different areas. And today we've got Jonathan from Convoy Home Loans, who is going to be a provider of services both for conventional and non-QM. And he's seeing a real shift in his business. And I think we need to talk about it. So Jonathan, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. Obviously Dustin couldn't make it today, but I'm glad to be here. Uh, Obviously, Mike had just said, Convoy, we do a lot of mixture of conventional and jumbo and non-conventional loans, non-QM. In the past week, just because rates have kind of been kind of going crazy, we've been seeing a shift of more and more accepted offers go conventional instead of non-QM, whether it be DSCR or anything else, or conventional instead of basically any other type of loan that they would go to. Now, I think a big reason why people are going more conventional than not is because the rates, despite the rates still being high on conventional, the cost to get the rate down lower is
Exactly.
less.
Yeah,
So
the buy down.
the buy down, yeah, and surprisingly enough, I'm seeing a lot of like sellers give credits, obviously, still for these buy downs. They're not doing as many temporary buy downs, like that was hot for a little bit, two
Yeah.
to one buy downs where it was like, oh, you can start with a 4 point whatever or whatever.
No.
Now,
Go get the
because
real
this,
thing. 30 or fix,
yeah,
go
yeah, yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because now the starting rate has increased since, the 2 to 1s are gone. Now
Mhm.
starting rate, let's say starting at 7.5. If you go 5.5, 6.5, 7.5 on a 2 to 1, then it doesn't make as much difference. You
No.
might as well get the 2 points or whatever seller concession you're going to get and buy it down to 6.3,
Yeah,
6.2 on a 30-year
exactly.
fixed. And then that way you save it and you're safe no matter what happens with the market. So that's what
Mhm.
we've been seeing a shift more towards, because on like DSCR and non-QM loans, you can buy it down to 6.5, you can buy it down to 6.2, but the cost to buy it down there is so much more than it is to go, let's say, conventional with the same
Yeah.
2 points to buy it down to a 6.3.
Yeah. This is the reason I'm so happy that you and Dustin, and frankly, the entire team at Convoy is gracious enough to come back each week, because I love how you can just adapt to the market, right? When you provide conventional and non QM, and oh, by the way, you're always out there looking for new avenues to help people. I just love staying attuned to this, and it makes perfect sense to me. And this is something that it probably hasn't hit your radar yet, but I think this is important. When we get to late July, or it might be early August, we are going to have year on year declines in the 30-year mortgage rate. Right. For the longest time, you and I have been talking about rates went up so fast and blah, 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 blah. But sometime in the next 8 weeks, we will have year on year declines in the 30-year mortgage rate. And I don't think people appreciate that yet, because one of the things that we saw this time when rates hit 7% is it didn't have this screeching halt it did last summer. Last summer, the market stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Stopped. This time, the brakes got tapped. And I think that's exactly, the brakes get tapped. You go from non-QM to conventional, you buy it down. And I'm so happy to hear people are doing 30-year money versus these 2-1 kind of almost teaser likes, because you get in, you don't know where rates are going. So go get the 30-year money. In fact, we'll talk in video number 2. I think there's something drastic coming to the commercial market that people aren't seeing. And I think single family is going to, residential. So 1 through 4s are interesting. I know you and Dustin have talked about a product for 5 through 9, which is interesting. I have some of those. So what's going on there? What are you seeing?
So, I mean, we were talking about it. I mean, this is another thing, like people have to realize, and this is especially for the One Rental at a Time listeners and family, because they understand the market is moving, right? They
Yep.
understand that the market doesn't stay where it's at. The followers aren't the people going, oh, this is what was told to me 3 months ago. That's what's
Yeah.
true now, right?
Right.
So this is a big example of how things are shifting. 3 months ago, we were talking about 5 to 9 units with 35% down, being able to get it, you know, into the 6s and 7s on a 30-year fixed loan for five to
Right.
nine units,
Yep.
right? That's crazy. But now, 3 months later, the market has shifted. Wall
Yeah.
Street no longer wants to buy these 5 to 9 units. And now the rates have jumped to, 7, 8%, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those have jumped because that's just basically them being like, we don't want it anymore.
Yeah. They're
So
saying no without saying no. Exactly.
exactly. And then so on our side, we are now, kind of scrambling and negotiating in final negotiations with to get new investors to be able to buy these products at the rates that they were at previously. But the pool is shrinking.
No, and it's really,
Yeah.
and again, I keep telling people, man, I wish people would really get this. And a lot of run rental at a time fans do, but not everybody gets it yet like I want them to. There's a housing market or a real estate market, but there's also a lending market, and they don't operate on the same cycles. And today the pool is smaller, as you've said. I have a sneaky suspicion. These are my words, not yours. And you probably can't say these because you're regulated and all that other nonsense. I am not. I think we've seen the peak of rates this year, the debt ceiling nonsense, and I called it. I have receipts. We got a resolution. We got a spike in unemployment claims this week. I believe we're going to get a shocking CPI print next week. We're going to see rates come down. I think rates are going to come down today. I've been recording all day, so I have no idea. But I think in 3 weeks, I'm just going to put it out there. Wall Street will have a different appetite again. Because what's going to happen is that spread between the 10-year and 30-year is going to finally start coming in, and Wall Street their appetite will just change again. They wanted beef one week, now they want chicken, then they're going to go back to beef. So a lot of interesting stuff. That's why Convoy has to come back every week, and I appreciate that you do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is a time where we can't really take anything for granted because even though let's say even rates fall or whatever, if the product starts not performing, which is my next fear. In terms by performance, I mean defaults, right? And
Yes.
if people stop paying mortgages and defaults start to even trickle up a little bit, which scarily enough, it's starting to happen a little bit on the commercial side, some on the residential
topic
side.
number 2, baby. Don't spoil it. Topic number 2 is coming.
So because of that, if that happens, right, these DSCR products, non-QM products, they're dictated by Wall Street. So if that happens, then it's gone. There's no like 100% guarantee that this is going to be around past a recession, past whatever. So I'm reminding everybody, if you guys like the product, if it works for you, do it. Get it in.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah.
This is why Convoy is coming back, because again, you do conventional non-QM. You also are aggressive and looking for new partners. I'm just so happy with you and Dustin being here each week. If somebody wanted to reach out and say, hey, can you help me with my thing? Where would they reach out?
Go to convoyhomeloans.com and let us know you came from more at.
There you go. Thanks, buddy.